Hello everyone! Before anything else, let me introduce first myself. I am Dorian Leslie Ibarra Villanca, a student in pre-calculus as one of the descriptive course title in my masteral majoring mathematics education. By this time, I'm going to touch all of you one of the topics in pre-calculus about systems of nonlinear equations. Now, in this section, we are looking at nonlinear systems of equations. Before we are going to proceed to some examples in solving systems of nonlinear equations, let's have first define for nonlinear systems of equations. Then, what do you mean by now, nonlinear systems of equations? Nonlinear system of equations, it is a system in which at least one of the variables has an exponent other than 1, and or there is a product of variables in one equation. To solve these systems, we will use either the substitution method or the elimination method that we first look at when we solve systems of linear equations. The main difference is that we may end up getting complex solutions in addition to real solutions. Just as we saw in solving systems of two equations, the real solutions will represent the coordinates of the points where the graphs of the two functions intersect. Let's work some examples. Okay, let's have an example number 1. Solve the following system of equations. X squared plus y squared is equal to 10. And 2x plus y is equal to 1. In linear systems, we had a choice of using either method on any given system. Look at the first equation. Both of the variables x and y are squared. And the second equation, both of the variables x and y are raised to the first power. In other words, there is no way that we can use the elimination method here. Instead, we are going to use the substitution method. From the second equation, 2x plus y is equal to 1, we can solve the equation for y, which is y is equal to 1 minus 2x. Then substitute the value for y in the first equation so as we can have x squared plus the quantity of 1 minus 2x squared is equal to 10. Observe, we can expand 1 minus 2x to the squared. So we have now x squared plus 1 minus 4x plus 4x squared is equal to 10. Combine the like terms, so the result is 5x squared minus 4x minus 9 is equal to 0. To factor the expression, thus we have the quantity of x plus 1 and the quantity of 5x minus 9 is equal to 0. Let us equate to 0 these two factors. So we have now x plus 1 is equal to 0, which is x is equal to negative 1. And the other one is 5x minus 9 is equal to 0. So divide both sides by 5. So we have now cancel out the 5. So x is equal to 9/5. So we have the two values for x. Now we need to determine the values of y. And we are going to be careful to do not mistake here. We determine the values of y by plugging x into our substitution. So from the equation, y is equal to 1 minus 2x. If x is equal to negative 1, y will become now is equal to 1 minus 2 the quantity of negative 1, which is x is substitute. So y is equal to 1 plus 2. So we have now y is equal to 3. So the coordinates are negative 1 and 3. So negative 1 will be the x, and 3 will be the... If x is equal to 9 pips, y is equal to 1 minus 2x. Y is equal to 1 minus 2, the quantity of 9 pips. Y is equal to 1 minus 2 times 9 is equal to 18 over 5. So y is equal to 5 minus 18 over 5. So to operate this one, it will become y is equal to negative 13 over 5, since 5 minus 18 is equal to negative 13. So we have here now the ordered pair 9 pips and negative 13 over 5. So where 9 pip is your x and y is your negative 13 over 5. Take note, we only have two solutions here. Do not just start mixing and matching all the possible values of x and y into solutions. We get y is equal to 3 as a solution only if x is equal to negative 1. And so the first solution is x is equal to negative 1 and y is equal to 3. Likewise, we only get y is equal to negative 13 over 5 if and only if x is equal to 9 pips. And so the second solution is x is equal to 9 pips and y is equal to negative 13 over 5. So we have the two solutions. Now, as I noted at the start of this section, these two solutions will represent the points of intersection of these two curves. Since the first equation is a circle and the second equation is a line, have two intersection points. It's definitely possible. So here is a sketch now of the two equations as a verification of this. To sketch the graph of these two system of equations, x squared plus y squared is equal to 10 and 2x plus y is equal to 1. First, we are going to sketch the graph of x squared plus y squared is equal to 10. Since the numerical coefficient of these two variables is 1 and the radius is equal to square root of 10. Since the radius is greater than 0, so we can say that this graph 2x squared plus y squared is equal to 10 is a circle, where the center of h and k is 0 and 0. So we're going to plot the center of the circle 0 and 0. So this is the point 0 and 0, which is the center. And the radius is equal to square root of 10. So radius, the distance from the center of the circle to the x and y axis. So square root of 10 is equal to 3.1. So this is the distance from the center of the circle to the two axes of the Cartesian plane. So 3.1 positive x-axis, then the y-axis 3.1. For the negative x-axis 3.1, and for the negative y-axis 3.1. So since we have the 4 points in the Cartesian plane, so we can connect the 4 points of the Cartesian plane to form a circle. So let us just connect the points. So this is the graph of x squared plus y squared is equal to 10. Then, we are going to sketch the second equation, 2x plus y is equal to 1. Since we already know how to find the y-intercept of this second equation, since the exponent of the two variables is raised to the power of 1, we can say that this equation 2x plus y is equal to 1 is a line. And the y-intercept is equal to 1, where x is equal to 0. So to graph that one, coordinates 0 and 1 in the Cartesian plane. So 0 and 1 in the y-axis on the upper part. So here. So 0 and 1. And if we are going to assign values for y, which is equal to 0, so 2x plus 0 is equal to 1. So we have now 2x is equal to 1. Divide both sides by 2 and 2. So x will be 1/2. So the ordered pair are 1/2 and 0. So 1/2, to graph that one in the Cartesian plane, so this is 1/2 and 0. So since we come up the two coordinates in a plane, which is equal to -1 and 3 and 9 pips and -13/5. So we are going to plot these 2 points in the Cartesian plane as a points of intersections of these two equations. So -1 and 3 belongs to the second quadrant. 9 pip and -13 belongs to the fourth quadrant. So here we are going to plot these 2 points. -1 and 3. So here. So -1 and 3. And the next one is 9 fifth and 13, -13 fifths. Since 9 fifth is 1.8, so here 1.8, and -13/5 is -2.6. So 2.6 here. 2.6 here. So this is the point. So -9 fifth and -13/5. Then, connect the points. So this is the graph of (2x plus y is equal to 1). How about, let's have a second example. Solve the system of nonlinear equations. The x squared plus y squared is equal to 24, and x squared minus y squared is equal to -12. The solution. 2x squared plus y squared is equal to 24. X squared minus y squared is equal to -12. Okay, we are going to use the elimination method. So, cancel out y squared, -y squared. So, the remaining now is 2 plus 1 is 3. So, we have 3x squared is equal to 24 minus 12 is 12. To solve for x, 3x squared is equal to 12. So, divide both sides by 3. So, we have now x squared is equal to 4. So, x square root of 4 is plus and minus 2. So, what if x is equal to 2? So, from the equation, of 2, substitute the values for x which is equal to 2. So, 2 times the quantity of 2 squared plus y squared is equal to 24. So, we have now 4 times 2 is 8, plus y squared is equal to 24. So y squared is equal to 24 minus 8. So y squared is equal to 16. So the square root of y, squared both sides. So the answer is square root of 16 plus and minus 4. What if x is equal to negative 2? So substitute only the values for x, which is equal to negative 2. So 2 times the negative 2 squared plus y squared is equal to 24. So since it is squared, so the negative, it will become now the positive. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus y squared is equal to 24. So by transposing 8 to the right side, so y squared is equal to 24, which is 8 will become negative. So 24 minus 8. So y squared is equal to 16. So the square root of y, and the square root of 16 is plus and minus 4. There are in fact 4 solutions. The first one coordinate is 2 and 4. The second one is 2 and negative 4. The next is negative 4 and 4. The last is negative 2 and negative 4. Okay, thank you for listening and watching my video. Have a good day. God bless and bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.